Welcome to the Letter to the Editor tool tutorial. Here we're going to show you how to create a Letter to the Editor tool that's associated with your campaign. So we're going to get started on the Mr. Potter Stop the Foreclosures campaign page. You should always navigate to the campaign page that you'd like to build a tool in association with. So here we're going to click on Letter to the Editor in the gray Take Action box on the right-hand toolbar of our campaign page. So I'm clicking on Letter to the Editor. Here is where any Letter to the Editor campaigns you've currently launched would show up. Since there aren't any that we've created already, we're going to use Create a Letter to the Editor button up here in the right-hand corner under Letter Actions. Now here's where you want to outline the parameters for what kinds of letters to the editor you'd like your volunteers and your supporters and your activists to create. So first you have to name your campaign or name your effort around these letters to the editor. And this is something that will appear on the page that volunteers or letter writers will land on. So letter to the editor name can be something like Make Your Voice Heard in our local media now. Introduction in this next tab is where you can give more description about your letter to the editor writing efforts. Now these next two fields are different. The pre-populated text for subject and message are actual content that may be sent off to the media. So you should be very careful in how you choose your words here. Though we will always encourage our volunteers and supporters to come up with their own subject line and their own customized messaging in the message box, it's never exactly a sure thing. So make sure you type something into these next two fields that you'd feel comfortable if it was sent out to the media. So your subject could be something like, Demand Mr. Potter cease now. And the message should be formatted in the form of Dear Editor, and then a sample letter can be written here and signed off. Now these next two boxes, talking points and writing tips, this is content that's really specific just to your volunteers' eyes. So this is for your volunteers' eyes and ears only. You want to make sure that they're armed with talking points and facts, helpful resources that they can learn about. 3. So facts and information and resources should belong there. And finally, in the writing tips box, this is where you can really give them overall best practices for writing letters to the editor. So best practices will go here. We're going to click the Create button to get our campaign page created. And here you'll see the page that your volunteers or supporters are faced with when they'd like to go write a letter to the editor. Now this is a public page. This is exactly what it'll look like, save for one element, and that element is the Letter Actions box in the right-hand corner here will not appear for non-administrators. Everything else should be there. So to get started, you are prompted to enter your zip code below and click Participate. So let's say we'll choose a Connecticut zip code. Now it's going to pull up all of the local newspapers, including giving me circulation information that are associated with that zip code. And you can check off any of the papers that you want to send off your letter to. Here, my name, my email, my address, all that information, as much of it as I have entered into the Corporate Action Network, is already pre-populated in this section. Down below, you'll see where the subject and message, which we already created in the last step, are pre-populated, though editable. And here we've got talking points and writing tips available for your volunteers to check out and for your supporters to check out. We're going to click Send to send this letter off to the press that we've designated up above. And last but not least, we can also add this widget into your own website so that your volunteers and supporters do not need to come to the corporateactionnetwork.org site in order to take action. So you can always copy and paste this HTML text into your website or your blog and take action right then and there. So this is our letter to the editor tool. Thanks for watching, and as always, let us know how we can help you better combat corporate abuse. Check out our help section at corporateactionnetwork.org/help for more information and a downloadable written tutorial with step-by-step information and even more information about the letter to the editor tool. Thanks.